Being a deal maker is ethically being sound financially, being sound in your deals, as in finding a good deal, going for the good deal in an ethical manner.
What you call the network marketing, which is product-based, health-based products. I need to do something about this. This is just not fun at all. Cost of living is going up. The bank is trading with their money, and then I'm getting £1 for the whole year for £40,000 in the bank.
Why did you both decide that serviced accommodation, a high cash flow strategy, was the right thing for you at that time?
Minimum cash in, maximum cash out.
What is next for Eddie and Bola in the property world for the next, say, 12 to 18 months?
So the next 12 months, I see us really...
What would you say to anyone that's tuning into this right now that perhaps is on the fence and maybe they've lost some confidence, some direction? What would you like to say to them?
Put the past behind and then just go for it.
So I would say, please go for it.
One advice from a mentor can save you a whole lot of time.
What would you say being a deal maker means to you?
5 property deals in less than 2 years, generating thousands of pounds a month profit. That is what today's podcast is all about, and I am joined by 2 incredible graduates of mine. I am here with Bola.
Hi.
And I'm here with Eddie. It's lovely to have you in the
see you.
studio, honestly.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's
Thanks,
always
Thanks.
nice to hang out with you. Every time I see you both, you just look younger. Younger.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
The podcast is called The Deal Maker.
Yes.
Bola, I'm going to start with you. Women first. Ladies first. What would you say being a deal maker means to you?
Well, for me, being a deal maker is ethically being sound financially, being sound in your deals, as in finding a good deal, going for the good deal in an ethical manner, and being able to carry somebody else along while you're doing it, and being a blessing to somebody else.
Wow, I think that's incredible. Yeah. What about
Yes.
you,
So
Eddie?
for me, a deal maker is someone that makes things happen for some others.
Great.
So you are a deal maker for me.
Okay.
Making our dream come through with properties. So that's what a deal maker is. And I would love to be a deal maker for someone else
Somebody
as well.
else.
Making the dream of others happen makes you a deal maker.
Wow, fantastic. I love that. So where did the thought of property start for you both? Was it something that you wanted to do for a long time?
Okay.
Well,
Where did it start?
Okay, she will talk about our previous experience with properties, and I will talk about our current experience with
Okay,
properties.
let's do
So let's go previous first. So if you notice, we're a double act. We've done quite a lot of things together. I think about 15 years or thereabout, or a little bit more, we decided, it's a royal we, Eddie decided, so I follow, that we needed to invest in property because at some point we're going to need to send our children to university, and we didn't want them to take any loan. We got 2 children and they were academically inclined. So we thought, do you know what? We need to find a way of sponsoring them through uni. We're professionals, trained together as accountants, and then went into a call of God ministry. But what then happened is we then bought a few buy-to-lets, and we had those going. And when it was time for the first boy to go, for the first kid to go into uni, our son, we thought, okay, let's sell one of the properties. And then we sent him through uni, and they realized that it wasn't a good time to sell properties. And then we noticed that, so we didn't want to sell. I thought, okay, let's start and see how it goes. By the time he got into his final year, his sister got into uni as well. So we now had 2 children in uni. I thought, okay, how are we going to fund them through uni without them taking loans? Then we thought, let's run another business. So we've always run different businesses, to be honest with you. So we had this side hustle, an MLM marketing system, which was fantastic, and sent them through uni. So we did well with that. And then when that, did its course, I thought, let's continue with the network marketing on the side, and let's continue with the what's it called, a property rental on the side, and that was fine with me. But Eddie thought differently. There it comes.
Well, yes, the the network marketing, which is product-based, health-based products, did send the kids to school, but then something happened. The kids graduated. Thank God we didn't have to sell our properties, and then we started saving. Okay, so because we were no longer paying for school fees, we were keeping some money aside. And then one day I got a statement from my bank. We had about £40,000 in our savings account, and then one day I got this huge, giant interest, and guess how much? £1.40.
Oh. It's horrific, isn't it?
Yeah,
and the bank have taken your money.
Yes.
And they're out there making 10-20%.
Exactly, and then give me £1. I was angry. I was upset, and I thought, you know what? I need to do something about this. This is just not on at all. Cost of living is going up. The bank is trading with our money, and then I'm getting it £1 for the whole year for £40,000 in the bank. And I thought, you know what, this is not going to happen anymore. So I started, going, looking for, because we're used to properties. We thought, well, we'll go on to look for the best way to maximize our savings. And then you popped up.
When I pop up, I never go away.
You never go away. Oh my God, you're tracking, you're marketing. I don't know, who is this guy? So we came on. So I told Bola, I said, you know what? I think we need to try service accommodation. I said, because I've seen this blog online. It seems to be following me everywhere. So let's go. So we came online. We did the online.
So you went to so you would have come to probably an online summit.
Online summit.
Then
yeah.
You would have come to the 3-day advanced training.
Yes. And then
you became VIP clients.
Yeah, exactly.
With, me and my business partner Ross.
Absolutely.
And Rebecca as well.
Yeah.
So then you started the journey with us. Just under 2 years actually.
Yes.
Is it? We worked it out, didn't we?
Yes.
Just under 2 years, and it's really been a lovely couple of years. And you were out in Marbella on the retreat last year.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of positive things have happened since then. Why did you both decide that serviced accommodation, a high cash flow strategy, was the right thing for you at that time? Because there's a lot of people tuning in, and there's lots of different ways to make money in property: single lets, HMOs, BRRs, developments. Why did SA really appeal to the pair of you?
Okay. So what stood out for me was the fact that you didn't require huge capital.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's the first thing. So you don't. I think there was something you mentioned during the training, which is maximum minimum cash in, maximum cash out. And I thought, okay, we are both qualified accountants, so we understand.
You like that,
yeah. So we thought, okay, so that means that you don't really have to own an asset to profit from the asset.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, yeah. You don't need to own the asset to profit from the asset. So we thought, okay, well, this is a brilliant strategy. Let's go for this. Yeah.
So quick route to market.
Yeah.
High cash flow
Absolutely.
possibilities for sure.
Yeah.
So you joined our VIP program. We started to mentor you.
Yeah. I needed to say something about that,
go
please,
for it,
if you don't mind. I think when we signed up, I said I was going to be the only one to come.
You know what? We came to that. I came in for the training to buy. You know what? And she was not having it.
When it comes to businesses generally, I think in my head that I think with my head, and I think Eddie gets his heart in it very quickly. So that's always happened in most of our businesses. So the idea was, I'll come, I will listen, I will evaluate, and I will leave without buying anything.
Yeah.
And I'm really one of those ones that believe very strongly that I can learn something and go and do it without, in my head, I think I don't need anybody. Yeah. I'm generally speaking, we're self-starters. So generally speaking, we could be, we don't need motivation to do what we want to do. So I was determined to do that. Then we got it. Then Eddie said on the day, and I got all ready to come. And we had only one person coming. And then he said, oh, he's coming. I said, no, you're not. Because I knew if he came, we're going to buy more. And I didn't want us to.
You know what? The online, was it online boot camp? No, the first way.
The
summit.
Online summit. I came with my card in hand.
You knew.
Yeah. And the reason is this. Before I decide to go for a venture, I will have, I will reflect. I will pray about it. I will make sure I get myself into a state of preparedness. So when I showed up for the summit, I showed up with with a card in hand.
I think he was
to
the first
buy.
person to buy on.
Yeah, yeah. And
Click the link, you're like,
All the while I was telling myself, you're wasting my time bringing the pitch. I need to buy this when I get out of here, you know.
Yeah.
And the moment it came up, I bought the first ticket, and then she said, you know what, you're not going. I'm going for the summit, and I'll come back and teach you what is. I said, no. We are going together.
Well, we're pleased, and I'm sure you are.
I am
now.
glad you did. And that's where I'm
Exactly.
going, because
Yeah.
on the day when we came for the academy, I had to pay extra to come in as a second person.
Yeah.
And, you know, when they were talking about mentoring, which is a real big one, we believe strongly, we're very, very, very highly into mentoring. We believe strongly in mentoring. And the moment that was mentioned, Eddie just said, I am going for it. We are going for it. We are taking mentoring because we need somebody to handhold us through this journey. Yes, we do know about properties. Yes, we've done a thing or two, but this is a new journey, despite our experience. And I am really glad that you came along. I'm really glad you took on that. So,
And you started to work really closely with Ross. And
Yeah,
Rebecca.
amazing. Yeah, yes,
and I know you
yes,
spent
yeah.
a lot of
Amazing
time with
people.
them in
Yeah.
those early,
Amazing
Yeah.
those early months.
Yes.
You got your first deal. Let's go and talk about your first deal.
Yes, yeah.
Your high cash flow property.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Where did you get the deal from?
Mm-hmm.
And who was your guest type? So who's your market? And how did that deal feel getting those clients as a partnership?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing was very, very interesting. We went to this particular area, all right, and then we looked around. We didn't find anything. So that was on a Thursday and Friday. So we came back. And then one morning, that Saturday morning, a friend of mine called me and said, oh, Pastor, what are you doing? I said, oh, we just came back from came back from the area we went to.
Yeah, okay.
And I said, we couldn't find anything in particular. So he said, okay. Then 2 minutes later, he called me back and said, Pastor, I'm going to send you something on your WhatsApp. Take a look at this. You may like it. And then we saw it. It was a 4-bedroom sleep 9. Right. And I thought, well, we're going to go for it. All right. So
He just goes for it.
yeah. So
You've got a
No,
great
no.
name sometimes.
yeah.
No. Ross and Rebecca said two bedrooms.
2 bedrooms. And this
So
is
we call them.
Yeah. So our mentor said, start with 2 bedrooms. Now, this was a 4-bed sleep 9. Right. And in fact, they were worried themselves. They were.
We call them
yeah.
a million times.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ross and Rebecca.
So they were a little bit skeptical themselves. But I had to tell Ross and Rebecca. I said, listen, we have this amount of money in the bank.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen? I don't want to wait for 1 more year and get a £40p from the bank. So it doesn't matter, even if it's £200 a month or £300 a month.
Still good enough
It's
for
something
us.
for
You
us.
wanted to deploy capital.
Exactly.
And also
Yeah.
build your experience, build your confidence.
Exactly.
to get that deal,
Yeah. So we went in and we got a deal, and then yeah.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is this. Now, we got this property, and then we had to go to Uganda. We do travel a lot.
Yeah, went on a mission in
We went on
Uganda.
a mission
yeah.
to Uganda for another 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
By the time we came back, it was time to sign the contract and everything was
Yeah.
ready. And we had to go to the property, and we're there for like 24, 48 hours to get it ready. It got on the market on a certain day. I can't remember what day of the week it was. By the next evening, we got the first 9-day booking.
Yeah.
The first booking.
Yeah, it was the
We
first.
were like,
it was about 5 minutes after we went live.
yeah, it was within
So,
24 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
We're shocked. We're excited.
Yeah,
we
I'm
called
scared.
Ross and Rebecca. What are we supposed to do? Guests are here. What are we supposed to do? And it's interesting. Even though it was a huge property, it was only a mother and daughter.
Yeah.
They booked an accommodation. There was a festival in the town. They booked an accommodation.
Yeah.
It was changed last minute, and they had to come to ours. And from there, that was the first holiday. After that, it was
and you know
just-
what? They gave us a very good review because we were honest.
Yeah.
We told them, you know what, this is our first property and you're our first client, So they were very, very accommodating.
warm.
Yeah, they were warm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Really
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Well, when you're honest and you're open, and
Yeah,
they would have
yeah.
seen the excitement in
Yeah,
your
oh,
Exactly.
eyes,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
They
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
After that,
Because it is a remarkable thing. There's a lot of people tuning into this now that will be on the fence. They don't believe they can do property. They've got old beliefs holding them back. But this is really possible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
yeah. Oh no,
possible.
yeah, it's possible.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
so
yeah,
possible.
Yeah.
We were worried.
Yeah.
The property wasn't close to us.
Yeah.
We needed something do hands off because of all the other things we do, and we do travel a fair bit. So all of those were our concerns, but we still went ahead and did it anyway. And right after the lady and her daughter checked out, the next week we are the first set of contractors in the building, and it's been one after the other since then.
Yeah.
It's just been amazing.
I think we've been in business for years, but this is the first really fully automated business we've ever run. You know, because everything can be fully automated and run from your phone.
You've now got 5 units,
Yes.
which is incredible. You've got really good turnover. You spend many months out of the country.
We still do, yeah.
And you still do. You don't even, you can literally, as long as you've got an internet connection.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Where do you get your bookings through? What platforms have worked really well for you?
We find that Booking.com works for contractors.
Okay,
you know,
great.
so and we try to aim for contractors as opposed to holiday makers.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And then we also use Airbnb as well.
Okay, great. So you use the 2 main platforms.
Yes.
we do.
Yes.
They find your guests.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And then I take it you've got a cleaning team.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Key safe and things
Yes.
like
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
So you don't even have to go and check them in.
No.
Incredible.
It's a great business model for busy people. You know. Yeah.
Fantastic. What's been one of the biggest challenges that you've faced over the last couple of years, and how did we help you break through that particular struggle that you had?
Okay, so during the training, when we came for the training, I knew I was going to buy mentorship. You know, I came ready to purchase mentorship because, and that's because it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, right? Sometimes you have periods of doubt, you know, self-doubt. So one of the challenges we had initially was just confidence. You know, should we go for it? Should we not go for it? You know, that fear and trepidation. But having a mentor helps a lot. And so several times we're on to Ross and Rebecca saying, "Hell, you know, we're about to do this. What do you think?" You know, so just having that kind of support. So initially it was the fear and anxiety of making decision. You know, so that was our initial fear.
Yeah.
You know.
Another thing was, I think it was the winter months in one of the properties where we weren't getting as many guests. So we're okay. What are we supposed to do now? Reduce the price? What do we need to do? So the fact that we had mentors that were always on the other side of the phone, and we have a WhatsApp group with that, and we say, okay, what do you think? Should we? Should we not?
Yeah.
And we rode through. It's amazing that a particular property that is supposed to be really high income producing property wasn't having guests, but the other properties were having a lot of guests and doing so well that it covered the months that other one was
absolutely.
low.
Yeah,
But the mentors were able to say, don't worry about it, expect this, and this is how you navigate that period, and then you come out of it. And within a month and a half, we're out of it, and just buibuoyancy.
And it's also what happens over the year, what happens over 2 years,
Exactly.
what happens over
Exactly.
3.
Exactly.
It's not just
It's
that.
not just one
it's
period.
Thinking long term. Yeah.
But that training, that handholding, that preparing you that, sometimes could be a little bit slow, but it's fine because other times will be better. Just having that, knowing that, this is just a trough. The peak is coming and good times are coming, and being able to navigate it just made all the difference.
Having the peace of mind.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mentorship is very, very important. Right. You know, it's really, really important because you will, at some point, you will second guess yourself. You know, so we need that.
And I think that brings us nicely onto what you guys do as well. You know, you travel the world. What do you do? Who do you go and help? What's your big vision for what you want to do as a partnership, as entrepreneurs, as pastors? Let's explore that and share that.
Yeah, we pastor Gateway Chapel, which is based in Kent here. When we have a campus in Medway and another campus in Essex. So our vision is to really use this to fund missions. You know, so we have a project in Uganda with orphans and the children and homeless kids.
Big orphanage.
Yeah, big orphanage. So we go there once a year to support these kids. So that's one of our big vision. Yeah.
And to help as many people as we possibly can.
Yes.
Number one, to get financially free if it's at all possible, and I know it is possible. And also to assist people that actually do need money, because there's only so much people can. You know, you would almost call us financially independent-ish. You know, so it's not so much about us. It's about what can we give at this stage of our lives.
Who can we help? Who can we help? Yeah,
How many people can we help?
Exactly.
And obviously, if you've got more SAs helping you, that gives you the time and the freedom. You know, people are so consumed with their work or their business, and it's taking up all of their time.
Time freedom is,
and they feel lost and burnt out, and cost of living. Do you believe then that anyone tuning in, that building a rent-to-rent, high cash flowing property business is something which a lot of people should explore doing?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, we've done it.
110%.
Yeah, we've done it. Yeah. And I think we've been up until now, we've never really run a business that will give you 25% net profit in a year.
Yeah, with hands off as well.
Hands off,
to a large extent.
Yeah. So fully automated. But I must say, yes, you've got to do the work. You've got to invest in yourself. And you've got to do the work. So what I don't want people to think on watching this podcast, or think, oh wow, it's so easy. We are very hardworking people. And then we know how to follow instructions. So if our mentor says jump, we say how high. Well, so we believe in you go big or you go home. So that's very important. So
I love that. And how has the Assets for Life community helped you over the last couple of years?
I think amongst many, let's start with people with like minds. So we are going in the same direction. People want to make their business work for them. So firstly, you see people that have worked it, so you know that it works. You ask questions from them and they say, went through challenges, but it's working and it's working. I've been doing it for a year, 2 years. I'm making this. You think, I can do it. Then you know that there is a community. So we usually have the mentoring moments with Rebecca and Ross once a week. And here you hear all the different questions. The questions that you might think, oh, I don't have that problem. Somebody has mentioned it and there's an answer. The fact that you can reach your mentors at your fingertip, and it doesn't matter how badly the timing is. There was a time we're in Singapore and it was midnight here, and we still ask a question and you got an answer. It just is such a relief to be able to have people that you can call on and will help you, not just in the training, in the showing. They tell, they help, and that really helps.
Right. So it's like Bola said, community is very important, and having that. The voice of a mentor, somebody who has been there, done that, got a T-shirt, telling you this is the best way to go.
Well, look, the reality is that you invested in yourselves, you did the work, you showed up to sessions, you didn't overthink things, you took massive action. You've built the business slowly. You probably could have done more deals.
Yes, you could.
But you've done it at what works for you and your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
What is next for Eddie and Bola in the property world for the next, say, 12 to 18 months?
Oh, don't say that. It's going to give me this huge vision and then I'll start running and I don't want to do that. I'll keep going.
I think so. From our portfolio now, we own some of the projects, and then one of the projects we actually manage for somebody else. So in the next 12 months, I see us really moving towards management, helping other people manage their assets. And then training as well. We love to give back, share, but maybe give back to the Assets for Life community as well.
Great. Well, I know you guys are promoting an event that we're doing.
Yes.
So we've done a little joint venture together, which is incredible. I love a joint venture. So, you've had such a good experience with us. You now want to put this out to your own community.
Absolutely.
For people to come and have the opportunity to be mentored by me and my team and come on the advanced training. So I'm very much looking forward to doing some great stuff with you. And, perhaps we can look at getting you on some of my stages and sharing your message. And I think, just to give you some tips really, don't grow too fast. You've got 5 really good deals. You're profitable at 25%. I think it's a great idea to have a look at managing some other people's properties, because you're really good at that. And then perhaps look to go to another 3 to 5 deals in the next 12 months. Stabilize. The most important thing is not how big you are, it's how profitable you are. And really making sure that you're on your numbers, you're having managed accounts done, you're systemized, so then you can go and help the world and continue to do your mission. What would you say to anyone that's tuning into this right now that perhaps is on the fence, maybe they've lost some confidence, some direction, maybe they've not got a good support network around them. They really want to get into property, or they want to scale what they've done, but they've got some blocks or barriers and challenges right now. What would you like to say to those people?
Well, I would say put the past behind and then just go for it. You can, if you've listened to the podcast, you can see that we are for real. We are real. We are products of the service or products of the product. So I would say put the past behind you and invest in yourself and get on board and run your SA business. Yeah.
I'll say don't let the barrier of skepticism or will this ever really work for me? Don't let that stop you. I was very skeptical, not of the training institute, not of the training house at all, not of them. No, I was just thinking, why do I need to pay to do this? I'm intelligent. I can go to the YouTube and get as much out of YouTube and do what I need to do. But what I forgot is the fear factor of, oh gosh, this is a lot of money we're about to put down on this deal. Is this right? Is this wrong? Those things, they will stop you if you don't have someone to handhold you. And that's the beautiful thing about the training house and the mentorship program in particular. I can sing about mentoring till thy kingdom comes simply because it works. It really, really works.
Works now.
And it cuts down the fear time. It cuts down the learning process as well. So you don't make as much mistakes because you have somebody to handhold you. So I would say, please go for it.
Yeah, VIP. When we came through the door for training, I was set to do the VIP anyhow, I was just head nothing from the training because one advice from a mentor can save you a whole lot of time.
Yes.
And that's my mindset. So I believe that there's no point learning by your own mistakes. So that's
Great. Well, look, you invested probably around £25,000, something like that, for mentoring.
29,600.
There we go.
29,600. Yeah. So now we're talking figures. So we had £40,000.
Yeah.
We spent close to 29,664 on mentoring, and we spent £10,000 on our first project.
Right.
So these five projects came from £10,000. So that means that our capital, right? We spent 30 grand on ourselves, and then 10 on the first project. And the first project gave birth to the second, the third, and the fourth. So
and now you've got the business up and running.
Exactly.
You're highly profitable.
Absolutely.
You've had these deals for a long time.
It's
great having you in the studio today. We'll certainly get you back at some point. Honestly, a big well done. If people need to hook up with you, do you have any social media? Is there anywhere where people can come and find you?
Yes. My Instagram account is Eddie Edward. That's EDDIEIDUOZE. And that's,
Mine is at PB1104. P, Pastor, Bola, PB 1104. My birthday.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? There we have it. Real deal makers. What an incredible, inspirational journey. If we can do it, you can do it too. You know that I'm a man on a mission. I want to change 1 billion lives around the world. So if you could please leave me a review for this podcast, give us a comment below, and if you could share this so we can get this message into as many people's hands as possible, I would really, really, really appreciate you. And I look forward to hanging out with you, and perhaps you can be in my studio at some point in the future sharing your story and becoming financially free. And I'll see you in the next episode.